Okay, some of you might want to play with the gesture a little bit and come in with this very nice, very loose approach. Some of you are hunters and seekers this way. It feels just better for you to hunt and seek your lines as you go. So I just say be very careful that you don't turn it into search and rescue. So search and rescue means you still spiral around until you lose yourself, and then you have to rescue those lines and keep searching, and the whole thing turns into a big bundle of squiggles. But right now, if I was doing an elephant and I'm coming up with the first part of it here, just coming up with feeling my way through these work lines. They're very light. The work lines being light gives me more freedom to actually explore, so that if I find something I like out of this, I can darken it and say that's the line I've chosen. So, but if you turn it into search and rescue, you're already in trouble. So I'm coming in here for the head. Now if you see a box for the head, that's perfectly fine. I often see a box from the corner of the lower jaw to the temple, across to the other temple of this Indian elephant. And I see the trunk as a mass that's actually coming out off of that wedge shape. See, I'm finding my way through that elephant's form, finding it through the armature first, so if I decided I wasn't happy with that, I could still adjust the armature. I could still play with the shape right now. Low, very low angled pelvis to the rear. So in this case, my pencil is hardly leaving the pad. And that's okay, because I'm still searching and hunting my lines out. And notice I start making these little tick marks where I feel we're getting right onto that landmark that I'm interested in. See? some of these work lines are wonderful to make as a, if you waffle them, in other words crisscross them a little, they come off great as a skin texture. So you're not going to be too busy on this, I'm sure. Seems like the work lines really add to that whole characteristic. Now, delineating, I'm showing a change in the form there a little bit between the inside of the leg and the outside of the leg by running a center line or a core shadow. Now when I do this, I blur my eyes. I make everything deliberately out of focus so I can look and find it much easier where the masses are, where the forms begin to change. Because if you just try to stare at it with eyes, you get too much detail, and then you get more concerned about details than you do about the masses. The way your brain sees things is in masses of lights and darks. So I blur the eyes, make everything out of focus, and then I come in here and begin to chisel that form with a little bit of value here based on what the eye sees. Now this is conceptual, it's out of my head, but I've done enough of these animals to sort of see in my mind's eye where these forms change planes, where they retreat, where they come towards us. And that's the mouth. It's underneath in full shadow. Notice as I wrap rubber bands or lines around the trunk, I'm helping to get the substance of that trunk as well as its kind of dimension a little bit. Top side, you want to handle things very delicately, very light, okay? There we go. Fill that side out a little more. And the tail. Okay. These lines that run across the skin it's great if you can just get those waffle shapes working for you. Just sort of feeling how that skin sort of hangs and crisscrosses. Elephants live between 60 and 80 years. Just like they have the lifespan of a human. So these guys, they have yet to grow into their skin. They seem to always have a lot of extra all their life. Now, I'm getting a tangent. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this tangent of the inner shadow of the front leg tangenting the shadow of the back leg? This is a no-no. So what I got to do is I'm going to push this leg back and it makes this forward leg pop, come forward. And then I'm going to take, and I'm probably going to lift just a little, some of this, not a lot, but a little, sort of just pull some of that out. And then I'll wrap it around the back side here, just a little bit. There we go. That seems to help. By pushing this whole rear leg back, as this, we get more of the sense that the elephant now is coming forward. And we find that ear on the other side. He could be laying it back against his head, which case you wouldn't see it, but if I bring it out and just hint at it a little bit, it helps. Okay.